Hi, I'm Erich W. Schleck. My pronouns are he, they, and I play King Herod in the 50th anniversary tour of Jesus Christ Superstar. There I am.
There you are. How's it going?
Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm Eric. How are you?
I am great. I'm Raylan. Nice to meet you as well.
What a treat.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for talking to us today. I really appreciate it.
Oh my God. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, we can go ahead and jump right in if you're cool with that.
I love it.
As you said, it is the 50th anniversary of the show. And of course, the show has not lost any popularity in those 50 years, as we've seen from the live musical production that just aired on TV a while back with John Legend. It had the highest ratings of any live musical show. What does it mean to you to be a part of this production? And also, what was your first introduction to Jesus Christ Superstar?
So, my parents actually had the brown vinyl album in their house. They still have it. So, they grew up listening to the music. And the first time that I really got to do the show, I actually did it in college. So this is the third time I've done Superstar, but this particular production is so monumental, so groundbreaking. It won the Olivier on the West End in London when it played at Regent's Open Air. So it's just a huge honor to be a part of a legacy that is so far reaching, but also is so brilliantly reinvented for a contemporary audience.
Now, talking about that, what can you tell me a little bit about what audiences can expect to see in terms of the set design, in terms of the costumes of the show? Give us a little insight into what we can expect to see.
Yeah, so our version of the show, we kind of utilize a rock and roll concert aesthetic in the design of the costumes and the design of the show. We all are dressed very individually. We use handheld microphones to tell a story about how this iconic music really propels the story forward. It's less about just the story of Jesus and more about how we as a society go from being a fan to a fanatic, and how that journey, as how we've consumed media and music as people, can kind of be paralleled to the iconic Jesus Easter story that we all know and love.
Now, what have audiences been like? What has the reactions been? Tell me a little bit about the crowds as you've taken on this role and been a part of the tour.
The audiences have been truly wild. We have had so much fun because it does feel like a concert. Like, we've had all ages come and see this show. There have been people my age in their 20s who are seeing Jesus Christ Superstar for the first time. We have people who uh, literally grew up listening to the album at age 7, 8, who are now in their 50s and 60s, who are coming and jamming out in the audience and singing along and lip syncing the words. Especially, like, we were just in LA. And when we came out for that opening song and that iconic lick was played on the guitar, the place absolutely erupted. It was like unlike anything I've ever experienced. People just love this music, have such an emotional connection to it and its history. And to introduce it to a younger generation while also reinventing it for an older generation is kind of like the best of both worlds.
I love that. And I love that you bring that up too, because there's going to be a lot of people that this will be their first introduction to musical theater. And you are planning on blowing their minds with some amazing music and a really good time.
I sure hope so. We have a lot of fun.
Now, for people that may not be familiar with the show, other than just kind of the very general concept of it, there is very minimal spoken words with this show. It's pretty much the entire dialogue is sung, correct?
That is correct. So the entire show.
Did I hear also that there is no intermission in the show?
That is true. Yes. So we've eliminated the intermission. Some productions keep it, some don't. I think it's particularly effective in our version to not have an intermission because once this thing starts going, it really just ramps up all the way to the end to that iconic superstar song that everybody knows. The show is completely sung through. There's no spoken dialogue, but our brilliant choreographer, Drew McConey, and our wonderful director, Tim Sheeter, the choreography and the physical movement really is what we think of as the text of our show. So it's just the subtle difference between this shape and this shape and how those two things communicate something different on top of this music. The choreography really lifts up the music that everybody already knows. So we really think of the dance, it's so incredibly physical. It is probably the most physically demanding thing I've been asked to do thus far in my career. And that movement really kind of is the supporting text that carries the music through to the end.
Now, I have seen a couple photos of what your character looks like when you are all decked out. How has that been
Yes.
getting super glammed out for this role?
It's pretty awesome. It's kind of a dream come true. So when I come out, I do have this huge coat on, a huge gold lame coat. I've got like a white face, big lashes. Um, and when I come down in that coat, anyone who's seen an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race knows that it's about to fly off of me. But when the coat comes off, I'm in a totally different outfit. I've got great like glam rock heels. It's a really cool, awesome aesthetic. It's so much fun.
I love that. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see it in person. I can't wait.
Me too. It's really a hoot.
So how does being a part of this production differ from some of the things that you've done in your past?
As I said before, this is truly the most physically demanding thing I've ever been asked to do. I started performing professionally all the way back in 2010. I was 12 years old, and I did the original company of A Christmas Story. And that was before it went to Broadway. I did the out of town tryout. I'm on the cast album, saying all sorts of silly things on there. And if I had known then what I know now, like I just imagine how things would have been different. But this show is so rewarding because every day that we get to go out and do it, it's a fight to the end. So every single day, from the minute it starts to the minute it ends, it just is a run up this hill to get to that ending. And it's so rewarding when we get to that final moment and we're all just standing on stage together, breathing, that we did it. We made it to the end of the mountain. That is like the most rewarding piece of it. And your body really feels it. Your body responds to that energy and that adrenaline that you put into it.
I always like to ask this question because it's always, interesting to see what people say, but what is your favorite number in the show? And even if it isn't one that you're necessarily a part of, what is your favorite moment, music number with the show?
It feels a little too easy to say the King Herod song, so I tend not to. I love the Herod song, and like it is such a gift to get to do that number every day. But for the whole journey of the piece, doing Superstar, the iconic final song, doing that number every night is my favorite thing to do. It's my favorite number to dance. It is so intense in the shapes of the choreography. It is such a dramatic departure from everything we've done up to that point. And it really is crossing that finish line. Like you ran a marathon and you crossed the finish line. That I find to be the most rewarding number to dance every night.
And you guys gotta really be on a high at the end of the night, though. I mean, man, I would imagine that it's like, okay, the show's done. What are we doing now, right?
Very much so. Very much so.
What has it been like working with all the rest of this amazingly talented cast?
This company is just so incredible. We really lucked out. This company is so incredibly diverse, so talented, so strong. Everybody has such a unique worldview and perspective. And our show celebrates the individual. When we all come out on stage right at the beginning, nobody looks like anybody else. We're all dressed differently. We all look different. We all have different body types, different skin. We all are individuals telling this story as an ensemble together. And even our swings have their own costumes, which is so exciting. We're really celebrating each individual person who goes on stage is themselves in their most authentic form, telling this story. That doesn't happen all the time. We're very lucky as a company to get to do that.
I agree with you. I would think with a production like this too, that would be something that's a little bit harder to find. So that sounds
Yeah,
exciting.
it is very exciting.
I always like to end on this question. Why do you think audiences in Houston need to come out and see Jesus Christ Superstar?
Jesus Christ Superstar has the staying power that it does for a reason. There are very few musicals in the world that have ever been able to say that they're having a 50th anniversary tour across the nation and across the world. Jesus Christ Superstar is an iconic piece of theater because it took a story that everybody, almost everybody, knows and subverted it and made us really think about what that story had to tell us as a society and as a world. There is almost nothing in the musical theater canon like Jesus Christ Superstar. And that's why it has the staying power that it does. So, my hope for audiences in Houston and across the country is that you come with an open mind and an open heart and are excited to be moved and to be challenged and to really see something unlike any other version of Superstar you've ever seen before.
I love that. I couldn't have said that any better. I'm very excited to see the show.
I can't wait for you to see it too. It's going to be fun.
For you guys out there, Jesus Christ Superstar is going to be coming to the Hobby Center January 17th through the 22nd. You can get your tickets now at broadwayatthehobbycenter.com and come and have an amazingly moving, magical night with this amazing cast. Thank you so much for talking with us today. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
All right. You have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. This has been Ray, the Houston Film Fanatics, and we will see you guys real soon.